All right, so we're going to do inequalities. We're going to do the same thing we did yesterday, except now we're going to do inequalities instead of equal signs all the time. Okay, so inequalities are these. We have this symbol, you have this symbol, you have this symbol with a line under it, this one with a line under it, and that's it. Those are the four inequalities that we're going to do. Okay? Who can tell me what the first one is? What is the first symbol? Is that more than or less than?
Less than.
Less than. Okay, so just remember it makes an L for less. Okay, so just try to remember that. So if that's less than, what is this one? Well, this has to be more than, right? Okay, so if that's less than, that's more than. Why do these have a little line under them?
Because less and then equal to
Okay, so these can be less than
or equal to.
or equal to. Okay, so that's what that little line means. It's like a half an equal sign. Okay, so then this one right here is more than or equal to. Okay, make sure you're writing this down. All right, so those are the four inequality signs that we're going to be dealing with. There's other ones, of course. You guys know what that means. That means equal. And then there's this one here, which means not equal, which we're not going to use right now. And then there's this one, which we'll use later on in the year, which means close to. It's like an estimate. Okay? All right, so that's what we're going to be dealing with. So let's go ahead and look at this worksheet in your Teams and Schoology and email called inequWP, and then the title says Inequalities Word Problem Worksheet. All right, so I'm going to read the problem for you, and we're going to do the exact same process we did yesterday, except now we're going to form an inequality instead of an equation. Okay, that's the only difference. All right, Keith has $500 in a savings account at the beginning of the summer. Okay, so again, if you don't know any Keiths, change it to somebody you know. Let's change it to Ryan. Good old Ryan. All right, so let's say Ryan has $500 in a savings account at the beginning of summer. Okay, so school just let out, and this kid looks at his account, and he has 500 bucks. So he's ready for summer. He wants to have at least $200 at the end of summer. So does he want to spend all his money? No, he doesn't want to spend all his money because he wants at least $200. Would he be fine with exactly $200?
No.
Yeah, because he wants at least $200. Would he be fine with $300 at the end of the summer?
Okay, so what?
Would he be fine if he had $300 at the end of the summer? Well, yeah, he would because he wants at least 200. Would he be fine if he had $100 at the end of the summer?
No.
No, because he wanted at least 200. Okay, so you see where the inequality comes in? All right, so he withdraws $25 per week for food, clothing, and movie tickets. Do you guys know what withdraw means? Okay, so withdraw means that he takes out. Okay, so he's spending it. So he's taking out $25 per week for food, clothing, and movie tickets. How many weeks can Ryan withdraw money from his account? Okay, so again, this kid has money saved up for summer. Summer just started. He has $500. He wants at the end of summer to at least have 200 bucks. So his plan is he's going to take out $25 a week, spend that on food, clothing, and movie tickets, and hopefully by the end of the summer he has $200 or more. Okay? All right, so same exact process. We pull out all the numbers. So we have a 500. We have, what else do we have? A 200. We have a 25. And this time let's call it a W for weeks because that's what it stands for, right? So this is weeks. The 25, what does the 25 relate to? That's money, no?
Okay, yeah.
So that's money out per week, right? Because that's what he's taking out per week. He's withdrawing it. What's 200? That's his goal at the end, right?
Yes.
Goal at the end.
And
So he wants at least $200. And what's 500?
the saving.
That's money at the beginning. Oops.
Okay.
At the beginning. Okay, so he has $500. He wants a $200 goal at the end of the summer. He's going to take out $25 per week. Okay, so this time instead of drawing an inequality sign, I'm just going to put a circle, and that's where I'm going to put the inequality. All right, where does the story end? Where does the story end? It even says end.
200.
So it ends at 200, right? So I'm going to put 200 right there. Okay, I'm going to cross it out because I'm done with it. Which two go together? Which one says per?
And 25.
So these two go together, right? The W and the 25, because it's $25 out per week. So I'm going to put 25W. So that's out and that's out. And then the 500, where does the 500 go? Does it go in the front of the 25W or does it go in the back of the 25W? What are we doing with that $500? Are we taking away from it or are we adding to it?
Taking away.
We're taking away, right? So it has to go in the front. So I'm going to put 500 minus the 25W. Okay? So again, this is all his spending. Okay? That's the action there. And this is his goal. So which one has to be greater? His spending or his goal? Does anyone know?
Oh.
His goal has to be greater. So that one has to be bigger. Okay? So it's going to be like this. That tells us that his spending is less than that. But remember, is it okay if he has $200 exactly? Well, it is, right? Because that's his goal. So I'm going to have to put a line on the bottom. So now that's the inequality. It's 500 minus 25W is less than or equal to 200. Okay? So this one requires a little bit more reading because you really have to pay attention to the story of what's going on. So try to read the story over and over until you picture exactly what's happening. Okay? And that is how you write an equation or an inequality from a word problem.